Hey, what's up everyone? You know, you never see me, but I got stopped dead in the middle of this part when I was spraying white. So this is how I'm spraying I don't know, can you get the detail on this? This is how I'm spraying everything. I'm spraying everything with a kind of haphazard effect where I'm not filling everything in completely. I'm letting some shadows sit in there, but the shade of white that I was using before, I guess it's been discontinued by Walmart or whoever, Krylon, but the shade is going to be slightly off, but it was a fusion color, so there goes nothing. So I can grab this correct. Yeah, should she stand? Why don't you come back over this way because the wind's blowing.
Okay.
Come over here. We don't edit. Do everything in one shot. Alright, so this sprue's done. You know what? Outside, and I still got a cat hair in the finish. Anyway, that will come out later. Anyway, this is what I'm going to go with as the finished product. Again, you can see that not all of it is a true full coat of white on there. There's some splatter on there, but most of this is going to disappear with the weathering that we're going to be doing anyway. And this also adds some depth that you don't even have to work at. So anyway, that's this complete sprue that is now ready to go into the model and ready for weathering. So gray primer that it is right now. Now I'm going to go ahead and shoot it with the white. Again, this is not going to be a perfect coat of white, you know, but it's going to be a base coat that's ready to be dirtied up. So I'll get back to you in a little bit with the finished result. Hey, alright, we're back. Now you can see the nice, this is actually a little better than what I had hoped for because it's actually pretty even. But that's what I'm going to go with right now for the base coat on these parts. Now these parts, the radar dish can be detailed up and added to the breakaway part. And if I turn this around, this reveals the base coat for all of the well parts that I'm going to be doing. Some of these parts are going to get detailed out with some copper maybe and some brass, but then we're going to go back over this with the heavy dirty grime wash and another layer of soot on top of that to make it really black. So that's where we are on this sprue, white and silver. But this is for the Millennium Falcon. What I'm working on are these little wells for the hull. And what I've done already so far is taken an oil wash from AK Interactive called Engine Grime and this black coal soot. And basically what I'm doing is I start off with a dip in the wash and then a dip into the soot. Now together I'm just stippling it into every little nook and cranny that I can get it into. You can let it set up for a little bit and then you can come back with another brush, a dry clean brush, and start stippling away some of the excess, and that gives that metal coming back through again. You can also come back with a dry paper towel and remove even more of that excess to get some shine on those highlights right there. Now before I go on to the next one, I'm going to let that set up a little more. Repeat the process again with the wash and the soot together. Alright, here we are, stippling done. I don't know if you can get some detail on that, but that's what does it. Basically, is just silver base, a lot of grime, and a lot of dirt, and then you just kind of have to keep working it until you get to the consistency that you'll want. And especially with the little pegs here for the wiring that's supposed to be on the hull of the Millennium Falcon, it can get a little tough to get in between some of these. I'm starting to realize this now. So that is a simple technique to get depth and grime to show up and really kind of push out all of your detail that you've got in here. Again, being careful and sure to get into every little nook and cranny. The reason being, once you're done with the stippling, if there's a clean little edge in there, it kind of throws off the illusion that this is a caked on weathered piece of engine here or working. So again, once I don't like to let it set up that much, but once you get it all in there, you can come back with a stippling brush and that begins to loosen all of the darkness in there. And depending on how dirty you want it, is how much you just kind of continue to keep removing it. And I think I'm done. You can still continue to work with this for at least another 30 minutes before it really starts to cake up on you, but I really don't suggest that. The more and more you play with it, the more you kind of really leave yourself open for error. But there's that. We got these parts done. If you can, I don't know if you can take a look here. That just adds, again, it just adds enough depth for me, and I'm happy with that. Just to have little pipes running around. This one's going to be done probably in another 20 to 30 minutes. I want to let this paint set up. That's just to kind of mimic the hull. I think it's this part right here. So calls for a little bit of hull white, so that's what I'm going to do. To have these floodlights now officially installed. Got these three installed right here. I had this one installed back here, but overnight one of the cats thought it was a little too irresistible, and they went ahead and pulled it and yanked it out of its positions. Again, not much to show. Landing gear is installed. Some of these sidewalls are going in now. I need to wire out some of the, I need to get all the fiber optics figured out, get the interior finished, and then finish up the exterior, and then that's where we'll be.